Welcome back. Making changes and doing some new things, or I guess just continuing with some of the old things that maybe got you in trouble, is not always a bad thing because, hey, markets change, and real estate is certainly one of those things that is changing here in Seattle. Ben Kakamoto joins us, who's been specializing in condominium sales since 2006 and writes the ever popular Seattle Condos and Lofts blog, and has also been featured in Bloomberg and CNN on the Seattle condo market. First of all, well, welcome.
Well, thank you.
I think you have a great first name.
It's a fantastic name.
It is. It's easy to spell, and it sounds a lot like mine. Well, Ben, talk a little bit about, and the Seattle condo market is one that seems to be extremely dynamic over the last few years. I mean, from completely tanked to now coming back. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about how that market has transitioned since the crash.
It's been a slow transition, but actually since the beginning of this year, we've seen a considerable turnaround in the market. At the peak of the market before it crashed, we had close to about 1,800 units on the market, and that was equivalent to about an 18% month of supply. To where we are
1,800, 1,800. And this is when they started thinking about everybody was going to move downtown. Everybody was going to downsize and move into a condo. I remember hearing about it. They built them in Bellevue. They think they built them in Seattle, and it didn't really happen.
No, there were plans for like 30 new condo building towers downtown. There were maybe 9 of that 30, but that was still a considerable number of properties that actually came to fruition back then.
And so what have you seen? I mean, have we start to see this turnaround? I mean, obviously, how many did you say are now? There's like 200 or how many?
There's about 654 active condo listings on the market today. And that equates to about a 1.3 month of supply. So we've come down considerably in terms of what's available. And that is really creating a shortage in the market right now. And we're seeing a lot more multiple offer situations that's coming up. And that's a big amount to drop. It is.
I mean, from almost 2,000 to just over 600.
It definitely is, and I think one of the things is that our local economy and our job market hasn't been affected as much as other parts of the country. For example, the department or the Downtown Seattle Association indicated that there were 26% increase in population in downtown since 2000. So over that 11 period of time, or 11-year period of time. And Vulcan is anticipating doubling the current job force in the South Lake Union area within the next 10 years to over 40,000 full-time jobs. And so that certainly has helped the market absorb the inventory.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people. If 40,000 people are coming in, that'll sell 654 condos pretty quick.
Really easily. Yeah.
I mean, that is a lot of people. And it really you start to see this turnaround in the economy as jobs pick up in South Lake Union. I think everybody knows the Amazon story, and how many square feet they're adding. Microsoft has put people down there. It's pretty incredible to see this growth in that area.
And the other thing that has helped the condo market is that there's been no new construction start since 2007. And really, there's nothing in the pipeline going forward. If anything, the newest condominium development that could potentially be delivered to Seattle, we're looking at least 2015 at the earliest. And as far as we know, there's nothing in that pipeline right now that's official.
And so when people, I mean, I guess this really kind of means that there's not a lot of new condos either on the market or coming on the market anytime in the near future. So, you work a lot with sellers. Is that who is selling these condos now to have such a huge amount of them be bought?
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things is there's not a lot of sellers. Obviously, there's not a lot of inventory on the marketplace. There's not a tremendous amount of sellers, and I think the economy or the prices are still considerably low. In February, we had the 9-year low in median sales price in the condo market. So we're back to 2002, 2003 levels in terms of median sale prices. And there are a lot of people who have lost value, and so they can't sell, even if they wanted to sell. So who we have on the market today are distressed sellers. They still make up about 25% of the market. We have a lot of people who are relocating out of the area, so they don't really have a choice. So they're selling, and then the other segment is people moving up in the marketplace because prices
or literally
have come
just
down.
up floors, huh?
Right,
like
right.
literally moving up
Exactly.
from floor 20 to 40.
Exactly, because prices have come down significantly enough for them that they can afford the larger view condo that they couldn't have back during the bubble.
And then you also talked about assessments that are coming up. And, each building is kind of this little sub-market, right? I mean, so
Right.
a building can have an assessment, and then what do you do? I mean, that could be a really big selling point for some. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe the neighbors can't afford it.
Mm-hmm. So there are some people who have contacted me where they are in the early stages that they know there could be an issue coming up with the building, and it could be a significant financial impact on them, maybe $30,000, $40,000, and they are essentially looking to preempt that from happening. So there are some people considering selling now in order to minimize their
That's
losses.
Makes sense, right? Especially if it's going to be wrapped for the next 2 years.
Right.
I mean, I could see that. We're here with Ben Kakamoto, realtor with Keller Williams and the Living Northwest team. Ben, we have about a minute left before we have to go to break. Do you see the downtown condo market as something that is a good place to buy right now?
It is. The downtown market actually is the only area in Seattle that actually have seen median sale price increases in the last year. Belltown has gone up 10%. And we don't see that in Seattle or the greater
I don't think
Sound
they see it
area.
anywhere right
Right.
now.
Yeah, and so there are great deals, and it'll probably be the first neighborhood to recover just because of the influx of jobs, influx of people moving into the area with Amazon, Microsoft, and so forth.
I mean, it would seem like not only you're looking at downtown and Belltown, but, on the sides of Queen Anne and Eastlake and Capitol Hill, just kind of that whole city, not even just the high rises, but kind of that inner city living.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, Ben, thanks so much for joining us. When we come back, condos are very nice. There's extremely gorgeous condos that you may be able to own. And if you do, how are you going to know how to sell it? When we come back, we're going to let you know what it takes to sell some of the most exclusive properties in the city. My name is Ben Brashen. Kyle Ryan's coming up. We'll be right back.
I was blind.